Onboarding hacks. Time saving for onboarding.
If it's a repeat task, try and find a way to duplicate it. So, look, people struggle with onboarding because they don't actually know what everybody needs. So let's start again. Grab a checklist.
Yeah.
What does everybody need when they start? So they need access to their program. So it might be on a training app. It might be on a fucking Google Sheet, whatever. They're always going to need the program itself. They're going to need their nutrition and all their resources and stuff. So you've got to work out all of that. Like, where does it live? How do people get access to it? You need a procedure that is already made. So when someone comes, they get that stuff.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And then you have to audit the delivery on each of those things within that checklist.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's where one of the girls at the one-to-one mentoring, like, we did that audit. I'm like, all right, what are you delivering and how long does everything take?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's too long.
Yep.
That's too long. That's too long. And it's like, cool. How do we fix it?
Yeah. What I said to the client during when we did this audit was like, and he laughed. His response was literally just like guttural laughter. And I was like, you need to not be asked a question in your first week.
Yeah.
When you can get to that stage, your automations are where they need to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, and we've got it happening with one of our programs at the moment. It's like the way it's sent is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And it's like previous exposure and it's changed. And it's just like, oh, they're not reading it, so it's not good enough.
Yeah. It's like ownership, right?
Yeah, we have to, if we've got this question more than once, it needs to be solved.
Absolutely.
So when you sit down and do your checklist, it should be, how much of this can I not do?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be telling someone how to pair their nutrition app with the training app. There should be a resource that does that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be walking through how to fill out your program. There's a resource that does that. Like, all of that should be automated from the beginning.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to set the parts that are customized to that person.
Yeah.
Customizing, what I hope for most people is a blueprint of a program, not building it from scratch. Customizing for the individual, customizing their nutrition plan, and getting them to whatever communication platform you need them to.
Yeah, the programming one's the biggest one. Like, I know people have they've looked to other people of influence and they've put the flag on the hill that, like, every program needs to be written from scratch and you should be spending 2 to 3 hours on each program. I just fucking can't subscribe to that, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a demographic of people that you consistently work with and then you have really specific outcomes that they want to achieve, you should be able to periodize 3 to 4 training blocks sequenced in a row on fat loss, muscle gain, strength, whatever it is, a combination of all of them. And the things that you're going to personalize are maybe some focal points that people need development-wise if it is a bodybuilding type goal, or it's capabilities based on the patterns and overall training volume.
Yeah, and access to equipment is the only other thing you put in there.
Absolutely.
An example of this I find is hilarious. We were chatting to Adrian about it when we had the boys session. Yeah. And it was like, oh, I wrote this blog for myself. And I was so fucking excited about it. And then I was like, oh, I did this blog 6 months ago. Yeah, like, you just end up writing the same shit. And then even like when we do our programming module, every single time I write those live with the guys. I'm like, feedback, what are we going to do? Where are we putting this? What are we, blah, 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 blah. It's like half an hour to build out the exercise selection. And there's always one of my clients will be in the call, be like, fuck, that looks familiar.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, she landed in the same fucking place. Doesn't matter whether I spent 3 hours on it or 3 minutes on it.
Yeah, it's just
the outcome came out the same.
Yeah, it's just like some person, and I'll say of influence to put it in a nice way, is just trying to sell you a scare tactic so that you go into like their program building, program and their course and shit. It's like, you can still do that. But it's like, you don't have to sell the fear of like everything being built up from scratch. I just said to Bree, I'm like, tell me the client you train. Young, wants to build build glutes, delts, needs to learn how to get strong, train hard. Yeah. I'm like, cool. So show me, like, how do you program for all of them? Oh, they all are really the same because they're all kind of like not so tall and this and that. And I'm like, okay, so write 6 programs for one of those people. Yeah. And I'm like, does that look familiar to you? She's like, oh my God. Yeah. And I'm like, cool. So now if someone doesn't have a hack squat, if someone doesn't have this, if someone needs more glutes, if someone needs less this, you just tinkering. How much time is that going to save you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you tell me to my face, if they do those programs, they're not going to get results?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
Yeah.
She's like, no.
And is your 3-hour version going to be any better when you know nothing about them yet?
Yeah.
No.
And it's like, well, why were we able to do fucking GVT and Smolov and all these Ed Cohen's deadlifting program? Why were we able to do all of those things pre the internet?
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to do the same program twice now.
Yeah.
With two different people. Like, where did we lose that, bro?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you give the person what they need. It's like, if you're giving someone what they don't need because you just have it there, that's bad business.
Agreed.
But if you're giving someone something it needs and it's still specific to their capabilities and all of that, that is still 100% on board.
Yeah. Next step is you've got them on board. They're doing the thing. They're going to do their check-in.
Yeah.
What's your average check-in length?
As in reply?
Yeah. How long does a check-in take you?
Between 1 minute and 11.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Yeah.
I'd probably average 5, I reckon.
Yeah. Some people need a lot more. You know, you got 25% of people will take up 75% of your time, right?
Yeah.
So
and where's that client at the first new block?
It doesn't matter if you're the 25%, okay? Because some people are like, oh, I hope I'm not that. Yeah. I'm like, me too. Stop it. Nah. But yeah, it's like 25% of the people take up 75% of the time. You know, you got people in contest prep doing the thing. I'm like, cool, good job. Like, you know, so that's not going to take very long, especially if it's like the first phases of prep. You're like, you hit all your macros, you did your training, you did everything, and we dropped the 800 grams, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you got those people that had a bad week. They're sending you through some lifts. You need to critique some stuff, and you know, you need to go back and forth and whatever. It's like, that's going to take a little bit more time. But I never sit there and go, I have to spend 8 minutes with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I just give what you need. Like,
so the reason I think we're able to do that, because I imagine that's probably shorter than what most people do. I sat down with someone this week who was typing their responses, and I was like, bruh, Loom video. Yeah. She's like, is that faster? I'm like, I pull up my check-in and read through it and give all the feedback while I'm going. What do you think's more valuable for the client? Yeah. What do you think takes less time?
I
and
also,
fuck.
Without getting into the robot thing, that is the one thing that you can do where they can see your face and hear your voice.
Yeah.
Like, a robot's going to be able to do that too.
We could literally screenshot someone's check-in now and put a check-in reply in.
Yeah, you could just type it. Yeah, so you don't want to do that. You're typing it, I would just never want to do that unless the internet's really poor and you can't record.
Correct.
Which I do every now and then, like if I'm traveling
and shit, yeah.
Yeah, but you absolutely, I think...
even then, I still voice message.
It's not gold standard anymore. It's the standard.
Yeah.
I think like a Loom record for an online coach, I think.
Yeah. And that's a good point to make.
I think a face-to-face coach, like, just do it in your session.
Well, that is the biggest fucking waste of time. Sorry if you do this, but I'm really passionate about it. It's the biggest waste of time in your business to send an online check-in to a face-to-face client.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, what isn't that what the session they're paying for?
It's like 75% of the time you spend with them is not lifting weights.
Yeah.
And you're going to talk about what, footy? Like, do the check-in.
I can't believe it either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, that is a really silly decision, I think.
Absolutely, I agree.
I think it's valuable to get your client to sit down and think about their goals and their actions for 10 minutes and to do the check-in outside of that face-to-face time. But they're more than likely not going to, and they'll need to do it at the start of the session. But that should happen while you're there.
Yeah, I think it's a really easy way to add unnecessary work to your workload.
And that makes no difference for the client.
Yeah, and it's also a really hard way to bridge someone to online coaching afterwards.
Correct.
Because they're just like, why do they pay for all this stuff? And like,
yeah, I get you.
So why? Yeah, and I get you. So why would I just like take all that away? Where if you don't do the check-in and you do it in the session, then you're like, cool. So we actually do your check-in separately now. Obviously, the session fee is a little bit less, but you get everything you need, structure, accountability, etc. You can just go to the gym whenever you want.
Yeah,
and it's like that's a much easier sell.
Second worst practice that's a big time waster is phone call check-ins.
Bro, you know my feelings on these, eh? I'm just like, why would you moved to an online method to get flexibility back? Why would you go to trading time for money again and turn yourself into a telemarketing business? Like, I can see the sentiment of real-time feedback, building relationships, you know, having the back and forth immediately. However, I reckon I would need to do that with one client every 6 weeks.
Agreed.
Like, and realistically, when I look at what happens with my client book, every now and then I'll just be like, hey, let's jump on a call because this is better done immediately. But that's not I haven't made that commitment. I've just made a judgment call that's the best thing for me and that person.
Yeah.
That's a better method in my opinion because it still gives you the flexibility, but it still allows you to make that judgment call just to get the most out of that person when you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a bad business model. Stop doing that shit.
Do all those things. You will save a shitload of time.
Fucking oath.
You're going to get the most out of every lead that comes through. No one's getting too many leads, so maximize that. Make sure that every lead you get has the maximum chance of becoming a client. Keep them. Spend that little bit of extra time that's going to increase your retention. Make sure you have things systemized like appointment settings, sending out resources, all that kind of stuff. Make sure that your onboarding process is efficient, that you've got people ready to go, that they're not messaging you and asking questions for that first week. You want to be reaching out to them and be like, hey, you're having fun. Not, hey, this is how to connect your app. Like, that stuff should be all systemized, ready to go. And then don't get caught up in trying to add value, thinking that value is just like how much time you spend on the client. Your value is getting a result. How do you best optimize getting the result that serves both the client and serves you and your business? Don't forget that the business should serve you, not the other way around.
Agreed.
Make sure you hit the like, follow, subscribe, drop a comment if you're on YouTube. Do something.
Show your support, you dogs.
Yeah, just help. Just help.
We appreciate it.
Help. No, make the episodes get a little bit further. Any of those things that do actually make a difference on the bottom line for the figures that we look at every week. So do that, please. If you want to work with us, we have Breakout PT. Make an extra $1,000 in the next 6 weeks. Guaranteed we will work with you for free. If you're a face-to-face health club trainer. If you're more in this like doing pretty good, $2,000, and you're like, fuck, I need systems, I need help. Everything you've just said today, I'm really overwhelmed and everything sucks. Come check out Standout PT and we can help you on that side as well. But for now, we'll see you next week. Enjoy.